What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It has been a while. Yes, I've been off the grid, kind of trying, hopefully, getting my life back together. But today was the greatest day in all the motorsports. You're supposed to have Monaco Grand Prix for the F1, the Indy 500 for the IndyCar, and the Coke 600 for NASCAR. Well, unfortunately, one of the one of the three races didn't happen. Will be happening tomorrow. So that will be going in its own video. But for this one, at least, we will talk about the F1 race and the Indy 500, which actually I'll do a more deeper dive into than originally planned. So let's start with the first race of the day. Going to the principalities that is Monaco. So, Monaco, I love it. I love the prestige. I love the history. But Monaco does not have great racing. It's unfortunate. It's a beautiful, amazing track, but it's just not good. So the race is usually decided on Saturday qualifying. F1 posted a stat that since 2015, more races have been won by second place instead of first. Max started on first, Fernando started second, so there's a lot of hope like Alonso's gonna win. Max kind of stuck up the show. Let me pull up the results and show you. He stunk up the show. Not good. This is the top 10. We had a little bit of shakeup. The top two, not much changed. Max started P1, led every single lap. Fernando started second, finished second. But after that, you get the shakeup, like drivers moving around. Congrats to Esteban taking that Alpine to third. Then you got the two Mercedes of Hamilton and Russell. Not bad. Leclerc fell to 6. Ryder was in the top 4 up until the rain. So him and Science just not a good day. Science being 8. Pierre Gasly taking the AlphaTauri to 7th. Nice job by McLaren. 9th and 10th. Great double points for that team. Even though I'm a Haas guy and I'm not seeing any of them in the points, which is unfortunate. Yeah, Magnussen drove it into the wall when it started raining, as he was the only driver still on the hard compound, like on the dry compound. I think was stupid. But strategy aside, so Monaco being Monaco, starting lap was decent. You had Hulkenberg, Stroll, and one of the Williams. I want to say it was Sargent. They all like tangled. Hulk sent it up, and Marabo just he sent it in on Stroll. Stroll then entering the hairpin went into a gap that was only half a car length wide, so that was stupid on his part. But no one out. Stroll did unfortunately DNF the race, along with Magnussen, who hit the barricade. Didn't officially see when I was watching, but I started zoning out after the rain. But around lap 50, it started to rain. So strategy suddenly became obsolete. I think Fernando could have won, but Aston Martin on lap, 51, I believe? It was just as it was like starting to rain. Decided to take Alonso off the medium tire to put him on the hard, and then 3 laps later they came in to put on the intermediate. Like, they would have just kept him out. Just maybe there's a hope that Alonso could have been up there. But all I gotta say is I'm sick and tired of Red Bull dominance. I think they're now 6 for 6 this season, which, hey, you're winning, but like, you want to call this the pinnacle of sports? I mean, the pinnacle of motorsports. Yet, I'm looking at it, I just can't. Like, IndyCar had what? I think I've read a stat from Jeff Gluck. Had 14 passes, like 14 different leaders, 56 passes. Like, a way better race because, oh, wait, it's not dominated by just one driver. But yet, if you say otherwise, you're in trouble. Someone's shooting off fireworks. Gotta love that. But yeah, let's go talk about the IndyCar race. Now this one was a lot better in my opinion. Kind of a snooze fest to start. I'm gonna be honest, because a lot of strategy, a lot of saving fuel. Because Indy 500 can be a fuel mileage race. They're trying, if it goes green all the way, make it on 5 stops. So I love the strategy. I'm honestly a proponent of more fuel mileage races. I love putting it into crew chief's hand, making sure that car is full of fuel and you can make it to the end. So this race, before it even started, Graham Rahal, who's subbing in for Stefan Wilson, who best of luck recovering, buddy. His car stalled on as they're starting up the race. So he went 2 laps down his race. He was on. But other than that, this race went caution free for the first 90 laps. Scott did a little drama with 26 laps in. Scott Dixon had a vibration, and that led to an early pit stop by a bunch of drivers. And during this round, lap 35, Catherine Hedge spins trying to get up to gear. Like her tires are just spinning. As she actually hit the inside wall. That ended her day. The lone woman. Glad no one got hurt. Like no one was pitting in front of her. But that was scary. But all day it was pretty much just award, Renus VK. Like it was just those drivers dominating. Herta led a good bit. Renus VK led for a bit. Like it was award, Renus VK, Rosenquist, like Ferrucci was in the mix. Like it was just a bunch of drivers competing. They were swapping, trying to save fuel, not wanting to be the first car in line. Because first car in line around Indy, you're gonna be pretty much running out of fuel. Here's the top 10. Let's talk about this. I want to get to this, the top 2, because there's some controversy around how that shaped up. Ferrucci, as I said, he was in the mix. He was top 5 almost all day. Hello, top 5 all day. Made a mistake on the pit stop. I'll get to that. Scott Dixon came back. Honestly, I don't think Dixon was talked about much today, or Sato. They were just right place, right time at the end. Connor Daly had a decent race. He was top 10 majority today. Herta was leading. Renus VK, I said, was in contention. Like, not much of a shakeup with the top 10. Like, no surprises. Fortunately, Tony Kanaan in his final race did not make a top 10, which is honestly sad. In Tony Kanaan's final race, final Indy 500 race, so yeah, no Tony Kanaan. He finished 16th, which at least he won one. I'm happy for him. But like, I was rooting for him to go out. I was hoping he would at least get a top 10. Like, yeah, a lot of these drivers were doing amazing. The other one I was rooting for, which I never heard him talk about because he was just mired back in traffic all day, was Mr. 3-time, I believe, 3 or 4-time champ, Elio Castroneves. He finished 15th, so not a great day if you're rooting for some of the veterans in the sport. But let's get back to recapping. Top 10 I'll keep up here. But on lap 92, rookie Stingray Rob, which a hell of a name, was on the outside of Graham Rahal, who I mentioned was 2 laps down, having not been able to fire his car. Went on the outside of turn 1 and slapped the wall. So that was very interesting. But his race was over. And on the pursuing pit stops, on pit road, Hello and VK, who at the time of caution were 1 and 2, and they had pit stalls 1 and 2. VK comes out of his stall, lights the rears, and pulls what Catherine did earlier and hits Pillow. But as you see, both drivers continued. Could have been scary, but like he just lost it. Nothing he could have done there, which is unfortunate. Which, let's get to the scary moment of the day. Like, the race was great. We had more green flag pit stops. Lap 150. Actually, just before the scary incident, lap 150. The season regular, who honestly has been snake bit this entire season, Roman Grosjean slaps the outside wall, ending his day. Roman, he's just not. If he doesn't have bad luck, he doesn't have luck at all. Gets wrecked by McLaughlin at St. Pete. Long Beach finished second. Like, he just is getting unlucky, which I hope he can break through for a win, because Grosjean's such an amazing character, amazing guy, but yet it's it's unfortunate, like him being unlucky. And then we're getting down to the wire. We're under 20 laps to go. Exact point, 16 laps to go. And we get Rosenquist. I see he didn't finish here, and yet he was up front. Slaps the wall, loses it into turn 2, and hits Kirkwood. Instantly shears off the right rear tire, and that goes into a crowd. Luckily, doesn't hit anyone. It hit his car, which honestly was hilarious seeing the picture of like the damage of the car. But Kirkwood hit the wall after losing that tire, flips. He's fine. It's just he was wrong place, wrong time. Yeah. But that was scary because I instantly seen that tire on all the replays and them not talking about it. I'm like, that's Final Destination. If you see that Final Destination movie of where they're at Irwindale, but they called it something else, where that tire flies over the stand and kills a few of them. That was my thought. I saw that tire fly out, and I'm like, can I get a report on where that tire landed? Because that could have been a whole lot worse. I did hear one person did get hurt from the debris off of the crash, but that could have been a hell of a lot worse. Because at that point, Kirkwood's going what 80, 190, like they're flying around this track, and that tire goes flying into the crowd. It can be bad. Oh, my eyes. So yeah, when they go back to green after the red flag, 9 laps to go, and they go 3 wide. Everyone knows this race is almost done. We got what 20 miles, with it being like 8 laps to go. Like, this race didn't have long. And as you notice, I said Award's been in the battle. Battling Marcus Ericsson into turn 3. Ericsson crowds Award into the wall. And then behind him, he... This wreck, I look at it, how it happened afterwards, and I'm just dumbfounded with it. Like, Simon Pagenaud got spun afterwards behind it. And he got an airborne. Award got some air. Like, but yeah, runs into the back of him. I didn't catch who it was. But yeah, that was stupid. And then 5 laps to go. We're coming to the green. And as they're on the front stretch taking the green flag, we get a 5-car wreck. And this is where the controversy between Newgarden and Ericsson comes from. Like this, Benjamin Patterson was involved in this wreck. Ed Carpenter, the hometown kid there, was involved. So, a very unfortunate day. And then we had a 1-lap shootout, which should be interesting. But then again, the red flag was displayed with 2 to go. So they pulled down pit road with 2 to go. So they came out and you take the green and the white together. Ericsson had an amazing jump on cold tires. They didn't have a chance to warm them up. Newgarden comes off of turn 2, closing that gap, and passes Ericsson just before entering turn 3. And Newgarden goes on to win. So, second year in a row that the IndyCar Series has had controversy to finish a race because of a red flag. But hey, I gotta give it props. Newgarden winning, even though it's a little fishy that a Penske guy benefits from a controversial caution. Just saying, a wee bit fishy. But honestly, besides for the Kirkwood wreck, they felt pretty mild. He had a couple spins, like a Ward getting wrecked by Ericsson. Award even said that he'll remember that and give him the same amount of space. So we gotta watch out for that budding rivalry. We'll see how that goes in Detroit next week. But I would be going into the Coke 600, but that race was rescheduled for Monday at 3. So that'll get its own video. So I'm guessing that's about it. Monaco was the snooze fest that it pretty much always is. IndyCar started as a snooze fest and became interesting. So, the greatest day in motorsports produced, besides laying me down that I should have been watching a race right now instead of filming a reaction video. So, or a review video. So I'm kind of upset by that one, but Mother Nature's had other plans. So, thank you all for dropping by and watching this video. I will have the upload for the Charlotte race tomorrow. Have a great Memorial Day, since this is going up hopefully before midnight on Sunday. Otherwise, if you're watching this later this week, have a great week. I will be posting more, I promise. And I'll catch you all later. Peace.